Mr. Hitman, Mr. Hitman, I'm on the crack. Bret Hart, once again, is ranting and raving. He's on a rampage. You know, there is a such thing as you could verbally murk somebody. You can verbally destroy people. You can verbally be an assassin. You can verbally be a hitman. And Bret Hart, when he speaks, he doesn't care about who he's impacting. He doesn't care about who he may be affecting. Because Bret Hart is a selfish, bitter old man. Come on, Bret. Yeah, I never liked you, Bret. Stu Hart quote from the grave. Hit the like button. Share this video. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I'm trying to get this channel to 4,000 subscribers before the year is over. It could be done. Subscribe. Share this video with some big head wrestling mark that you know and make them subscribe. Force them to subscribe. Now, people, the past 5 months, I've been, actually, since this channel began, really, I've been pointing out how bitter Bret Hart is. And it seems like a lot of people are starting to realize that he is ridiculous. For many years, people understood Bret Hart's disdain, his rage with Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Eric Bischoff, so on and so forth. But it's now to the point where it's damn near 30 years later after a lot of incidents, and he is still stuck in the 90s. Nobody watching me right now, nobody listening to this is a bigger fan of the 90s than me. The music was better. The food was better. The women were more natural. Wrestling was better. Movies was better. It was a better time. But you cannot stay stuck in 1992 or 1997 or 1999. The world stops for no man, woman, child, or wildebeest but Bret Hart. He's stuck in 1997. He still has a Blockbuster card. He's still playing Crash Bandicoot on PS1. He's still playing Power Stone and Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast. He still shops at Circus City. He's still buying albums from Tower Records. He's stuck. He still has an antenna on his TV. He just refuses digital cable. This is Bret Hart, Mr. Hitman. Now, this article recaps a part of the recent interview Bret Hart did with some mark. And even the recapper says, with every Bret Hart interview, Bret Hart's reputation for being bitter isn't getting any better. After multiple interviews recently, he's been taking shots at Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, World Wrestling Entertainment, and more. Now, he destroys modern wrestling. Now, every Bret Hart criticism is not wrong, because a lot of the things he says is what you say, what I say. But Bret Hart, everything about him is he just hates everything. He says modern wrestling is too fake. Bret Hart says, I'll be honest, I have a hard time watching today's wrestling. I just can't really watch it. It's too fake for me. But I love watching the old 90s wrestling. I really do. I like when I watch my matches back. Oh my God. Of course you do, you egomaniac, you megalomaniac. Now let me stop it right there. Like I said, every criticism he has is not wrong. I agree with him. I can't watch today's wrestling, and I love going back to the 90s. But then he has to put his ego back in it. I love watching my matches. He says, I love watching my matches. Just almost any match that's my match. Even obscure Stampede wrestling match. He's obsessed with his own matches. Like Scott Hall said, Bret Hart is a mark for himself. There's nothing wrong with admiring your work, But when he says, I love watching my matches, any of my matches, even my obscure matches, even my Stampede matches, I love my matches. There's just something so real about my matches. The punches and the kicks, even the way the presentation is. Bret Hart, if no one else is going to put him over, he'll put himself over, boy, I tell you. He says, it just seems to me to be more onus put on the workmanship of learning the craft of being wrestlers. I think that today's wrestlers are actors. The Rock, Batista, CM Punk, MJF, Roman Reigns. Yeah, they are. Most of them are actors pretending to be wrestlers. The Miz. You know, whenever I hear somebody say, these wrestlers are not real wrestlers, they pretend, I just think of The Miz every time. The Miz with his fake tough face. The Miz with his fake spray tan. Stu Hart would have stretched his ass all night long like the Lionel Richie song. Oh. Did you hit the like button? He says most of the current wrestlers are not wrestlers. They're actors pretending to be wrestlers. And you know, they don't actually know how to wrestle, and they don't even know what a headlock is. Like everything is a high spot. Oh God, don't tell that to Dave Meltzer. Everything is high spots. Everything is like they're saying, I want to get my move in. It's like, I don't know. I always thought wrestling needed to actually pretend to be wrestling. I missed the wrestling aspect and the psychology of the 60s and the 70s. I like the presentation trying to, pretend wrestling is a real sport. Now, I must agree with him with a lot of those points. Today's wrestlers, they don't look like wrestlers. They don't act like them. They seem like flip-flop actors. They seem like they grew up playing No Mercy and whatever, Fire Pro Wrestling, doing a million moves. Now, when he says he misses when the psychology of 60s and 70s wrestling, I don't miss that, because 60s and 70s wrestling is you're doing a headlock for 25 minutes on the mat. Then you get up and the high spot is a body slam. I don't miss that. But I do understand what he's trying to say. Bret Hart, this thing about Bret Hart, this piece of the interview, this is a very logical piece of what he's saying. The problem is, it's in an ocean of Montreal crying and burying Hogan even after he's dead. And then he even goes at Jake the Snake again. He keeps recapping the same things that he's been saying. This past summer, I recapped when he buried Hogan after he passed, and he ranted on, well, Jake the Snake was using coke. What does Jake the Snake have to do with anything? Jake the Snake has cleaned up his life. Why would you rant and rave with him being a drug addict 35 years ago? He's not the same man. But this is Bret Hart. He has to have CTE or something. He has to. He is so tone deaf. These Canadians are so arrogant, man. Oh my God. I thought Americans were, well, they are, but Canadians are like a different type of arrogant. My God. You know the different type? They're aloof. They're aloof and arrogant. Oh. What are your thoughts on Bret Hart's comments? I agree with them here, but the majority of his comments is just ranting and raving and stuck in the 90s. It never ends, but I will eat off his carcass. Like I said, I'm up out of here. Hit the like button, share this video. Help me to get to 4,000 subscribers before the year's end. If you enjoy my content, if you want to support the channel, or if you have a video request, you want to know my opinion on something, you want me to review something, react to something, past, present, or future in wrestling, you could donate to the Cash App or the Venmo. It's XDN online on both. I'm up out of here. Bret Hart strikes again, and that is it.